about condition ng church, mga kapatid. But before that, meron dito book, Ashamed of the Gospel, When the Church Becomes Like the World, page 85. Ang sabi niya dito, we have a society filled with people who want what they want, when they want it. They are into their own lifestyle, recreation, and entertainment. They want comfort, happiness, and success. When churches appeal to those selfish desires, they only fuel fires that hinder true godliness. So dito rin po sa sa sulat na ito or book na ito, Ashamed of the Gospel, parang ang tao more focus siya sa ano yung magpapasaya sa akin. Mostly ganun. Compare sa ano ang magbibigay ng righteousness or holiness sa akin. Di ba? Naniniwala po ba kayo doon? Na ngayon parang ano bang magbibigay ng saya sa akin instead of marks of the ideal church? Love, suffering, holiness, sound doctrine, evangelism, and humility. Yan sinasabi niya. Bakit daw po? Sabi natin kanina yung question natin, ano yung mga challenges na kinaharap ng congregation ngayon? So may mga insight tayo dun kanina. Bakit nangyayari sa atin yung mga challenges na ito? Well, sabi ni Alexander po yan. Men have forgotten God. That's why all this has happened, yung moral decline. Sabi ni Mark Copeland, isa sa mga kapatiran natin, sabi niya, yung generation natin ay meron siyang moral collapse or decline ngayon sa panahon natin ngayon. At getting worse, yung sinasabi niya. So ito po, sa 2 Timothy, I call na tayo po ay Sa number 10 is, unwilling to make peace or keep covenant. Hindi siya nakikipagbati. Irreconcilable. Wala. They won't make peace. Yan ang sabi niya dito. Unwilling to make peace or keep covenant. Or the example is unforgiving servant. Unforgiving. The example of the unforgiving servant in Matthew 18:28-30. Psalms 120 verse 7, men who refuse peace. Ayaw makipagbati. Pinagbabati na nga, ayaw makipagbati. So, sabi niya dito, irreconcilable. Number 11, slanderous. Ito pong slanderous is accusing. Accusing. Defaming. Defaming. Number 11, sa 17, sabi niya, command those who are rich in the things of this life not to be proud, but to place their hope not in such a certain thing as riches. Then nag-shift si Apostle Paul, sabi niya, but in God, who generously gives us everything for our enjoyment. So, tingnan natin dito yung verse by verse na explanation ni Apostle Paul. Being rich ay isang blessing, mga kapatid, or wealthy ay isang blessing sa Panginoong Diyos. Sabi natin ng mga nakaraang mga sermons natin na yung rich or wealthy ay hindi lang siya sa aspeto ng finances natin, but even our relationship, even our health, di ba? Our family, I consider ito na wealth para sa atin. But dito sa konteksto po ng 1 Timothy chapter 6, clear po ito, sinasabi ni Apostle Paul, rich materially, or without beginning or end of existence. Hindi siya masukat ng tao, even numbers, hindi siya ma-explain ng tao, yung eternity. Walang hanggan, mga kapatid. I-describe ng Bible yung eternity or eternal doon sa Psalms chapter 90 verses 2. Ang sabi ng Bible, before the mountains were brought forth, or even you had formed the earth and the world, from everlasting to everlasting, you are God. Hindi natin ma-explain ng God sa ating word or understanding. Kailangan ng spiritual insight kung saan galing ang Panginoong Yesus. Siya ay from everlasting to everlasting. Ito yung eternity. Ito yung eternal, mga kapatid. At yun po ang ating destination. Hindi lang dito tayo sa mundo po na ito. So sa konteksto po ng
Biggest challenge na face ng church today, aside dun sa na-mention ni Brother Romy sa technology, I think yung proper communication. Kasi kung as per definition, communication is two-way, diba? To be understood and to be able to deliver yung message properly. So I think kasi sa church, there are different, age groups. So may youth, may ladies, may men, and I think may kids pa. Tas iba-ibang generation. I think yung being able to communicate from one generation to another and being able to deliver, hindi naman i-soft blow or i ano yan, i-alter yung truth ng Bible, but being able to deliver yung message